Hey YouTube, what's going on? Cannibal Brad here, and I bring you a different style of video than I'm used to doing. This is a close-up on the gun that so many people have been asking me about. This is my Cyma Platinum mp5. I made a video unboxing it, and today we're going to do a full in-depth review of it. Let's talk about first the gearbox. It chronos right at 340 to 344, and it does not vary. It does not dip, does not raise. It has stayed at around 340 to 344 every time I've gone and chronoed it and played with it. I think that's amazing. Very snappy trigger response. Magazine, I love it. It's a 130 round magazine with these dummy rounds in it. It looks good. It's solid, thick polymer, like as thick as this part. If any of you guys have felt the mp5, you know how this is really thick. It's similar to like the Scorpion Evo or really any of the HK guns out there that have that thick, like rough polymer. That's what the magazine feels like. And then it's double layered. Inside is transparent, so when you pull the magazine out, you can look through the top and see the BBs in it. And I think transparent is this new wave in airsoft magazines that I really like. I miss the 90s transparency. I miss clear Game Boys and clear, the little digi-pet games and stuff like that. Clear plastic all the way. Clear Nerf guns, all of it. It's all metal. This is polymer right here, but metal. Metal rail, metal sights, metal stock, M-Lock metal, and it feels better than your standard pot metal. I don't want to say it's steel or aluminum. I'm not sure, to be quite honest, but it feels good, and it's hefty too. There's a weight to this gun. I recently actually got to pick up like a civilian model mp5 clone, and the weight is pretty similar. It's got a little bit more back here because it has the buffer tube, and the one at my my work that I got to play with was cut off here, and it doesn't have the buffer. It doesn't have any stock at all. But all metal. It comes with a foregrip. I think that's awesome. The orange tip to start off with, there's this tiny little bird cage thing that was about that big, and then you put on a bigger flash hider, and the orange tip was on that. It is the easiest orange tip I have ever removed. If you can take off a sticker from a sticker sheet that you get in elementary school for earning a freaking participation credit that day or whatever the hell is happening in your elementary school, and you get this big smiley face sticker, and you sat there and you peeled that sticker off and you stuck it on your shirt. That's as easy as taking the orange tip off of this gun. Then you can take off that larger flash hider easily, and then you just unscrew the tiny little bird cage. I'm using it with this EMG Guardian Mach suppressor. I think this is the medium size one. And then inside, I have the lighter S, and then I filled it with some foam in here. So on Polar Stars, they get quiet, but on AEGs, really the sound isn't coming from the muzzle. The sound is coming from the gearbox. So doesn't really quiet down the gun with the foam inside here, but I still run it with foam because I tend to swap my suppressor out onto all of my guns, and with Polar Stars, the Kythera, it just makes it absolutely the quietest gun on the field. So it looks like that when all is said and done. The gun came with the foregrip. I put on this little jimmy rigged you know, GoPro mount right here. I have these parts laying around. I know they make one for Picatinny, but I wanted to do this. You know, when I'm running my gun, I have my flashlight, my hand is right behind it. The footage looks cool because you can see the tracers coming off the front. Am I putting it? Yeah, I'm putting it on. Crap. Anyways, moving back, I threw on these Picatinny adapters right there because I'm a big Rainbow Six fan. Doc and Rook have them, so I'm gonna have them. Functioning bolt, I think, right? Bolt catch. Jesus, I'm stupid. I don't know. I forgot what it's called right now. Jeez, I'm having a brain fart. But functioning, it catches and you're able to adjust your hop up. It's your standard, like AK style, mp5 style slide. This is a version 2 gearbox, but because of the way the magazine comes up all the way to here, you have to run a separate style of hop-up unit, which is fine, but I would like to swap it out to one that's a little bit more secure. This is a little loose in here. Yeah, as I shoot, the hop tends to come down a little bit. I have to readjust. It happens less on 0.2s, but when I started using 0.28s outdoors and 0.32s, that's when I really noticed that it would just turn my hop off. M-lock top, a Picatinny section right here. You've got an ambi styled mag release. Also, you got the little like button right there, so you can, you know, if you're holding the gun, come back, use the button and pull the gun out, or pull the magazine out. I threw on a Lancer Tactical red dot optic. That was 40 bucks. And I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna tell you the secret. Lancer Tactical is making amazing things right now. So I would hop on that Lancer Tactical board and just ride with it. So this is now my 4th Lancer Tactical optic. I have a scope. I love that scope. Accurate. Dials in phenomenally. I have an EOTech clone made by Lancer Tactical that I did not have to zero. I threw it on my AR-47 and it's like the two were meant to be together. I turned on the optic and it was ready to shoot and I was dialed in already. I thought I'd have to spend, you know, 15 minutes adjusting my sight to make sure it's ready to go at 20, 30 yards away. It was dialed in perfectly. This one, I had to spend some time dialing it in. It has stayed that way now, and it has a level on this one as well. So you know if you're tilting your shot, if your, you know, BBs are going off to the right or the left, you know why. Because there's a level. Anyways, moving back, iron sights were fine, but, you know, they're like your standard MP5 iron sights that you'd see in your normal Call of Duty and your DICE Battlefield games and stuff. I mean, nothing to brag about. They're clear, but not really adjustable. Polymer, lower, you get to the CQB stock retractable, and not sure if you can see it, but there's multiple positions too. So this is the closest position, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. There's several lengths you can run this gun. I tend to run mine right around here. Battery space though on this stock specifically does suck. I am using a Tenergy, it's a fake Tenergy battery. It says Airsoft. It's a LiPo 11.1, 20 to 40C discharge rate. The only other battery I could get to fit was this Matrix 1000 milliamp 7.4 LiPo butterfly style. So that one fits, and then this one fits as well. Now, the issue I have with this, I mean, I chose this stock. I knew I wouldn't have battery space, but you can't tuck your wires. So you get your battery in, and you have about, you know, a knuckle's worth of room inside to try to get all of this wiring in. And these ones right here, these white ones, are really stiff. They don't like to bend a lot. So I just took off the little end point. I shove it down like that, and just have it like that. Honestly, I'm running around the field like that. Not a big deal to me. The battery's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall out. But you may not be able to have your cap on this model. So this is 7.4. Full auto. Again, semi. Full auto. Now, let's take it out, throw in the 11.1. This is the one that I actually use. That's my backup. Put it inside. So this is my actual setup that I have, and then I tuck this wire down just a tiny bit like there, and try to get that all the way to there. Now, semi, way more responsive on the 11.1. Full auto. Again, semi. Full auto. In semi, you can see the pull. Yeah, pull. Pretty squishy. Brake. So you can actually do that, you know, finger bang thing with your gun. But, oh, it feels really good to use it. I really enjoy this. Oh, now let's get to the issue that I have with it. Battery space is limited, but you can pick up the M4 stock version of this. That's actually a little bit cheaper. This is more expensive because it's metal. The M4 one will just have the buffer tube and then a polymer stock. You can swap it out for any of your normal M4 stocks. And they look good. Some of them look good. I just like the way this one looked. Now, I'm willing to accept the battery space. What I am having an issue with is when I put it in safe, the trigger still pulls. There's something going on where as I put it in safe, because it's an ambi selector, it doesn't engage like the safety mechanism inside for some reason. So I have to end up playing with it for quite a bit before I get it fully into safe. And I don't know how to fix it other than have a tech actually take it apart and like work on it. But that can be an issue, you know, if your field doesn't do barrel socks and they just have you walk around them sick and your gun discharges, you can get kicked out, you know. So don't know how to fix that, but I'm definitely going to be upgrading this soon. And I know the gearbox is fantastic, but I just want to turn it into an absolute CQB beast. I want it to be you know, a monster in Speed QB and outdoors and milsims and all-day events, weekend events. I want it to be a head turner. I'm gonna get it Cerakoted eventually as well. But this is the mp5. I would say overall, like, I can't even do a 9 out of 10. I'd have to go higher. Out of 100 points, I would give it like a 93 out of 100. I would take off 5 points for the battery space, and I would take off another 2 points for the select fire thing, not locking when it's in safe, because you can disconnect the battery, you can run it with a barrel sock, but It's not doing any harm to the gearbox. It's just an issue when it comes to safety on a field that doesn't require barrel socks. However, I don't play at any of those. So, this is my full review. Chronos at 340. Super amazing trigger response. Awesome magazines out of the box. Overall, I highly recommend. Coming in at a price point of $205. Shipping was about $45 or so from Taiwan Gun. I can't wait for these to hit the US. I think they're going to be better than the VFC ones, to be quite honest. I think that these Cymas are going to have less maintenance issues. And, you know, we all watch Negative Airsoft, and we know what he thinks about VFC. So, I'm not sure where I stand, to be quite honest, but I know I love Cyma. I have a shotgun, I have the AR-47, I have this now. I'm getting more Cyma products in the future. So, I believe in this. I endorse it. I'm not sponsored by Cyma, but if Cyma's out there watching, I hope you know I love your products. This has been just my first in-depth review of a gun here on my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.